Good morning. Let us settle into a spirit of worship with a moment of quiet to be followed by the music of Everybody, composed and performed this morning by our very special musical guest and friend, Peter Mayer.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's a real joy to be with you all on such a perfect autumn day. So here's a song with a part for you all on it. So I'd like to teach it to you. It's called Everybody In, and it's just about everybody belongs in the circle, right? All of us. And so, so the chorus goes like this. Let everybody in, everybody in, everybody into the circle, circle. Everybody, 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 everybody into the circle, circle. I know there's not many places to breathe in the second part especially, but let's try it. Let everybody in, everybody in, everybody into the circle, circle. Everybody, 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 everybody into the circle, circle. That's it. That'll come around several times, so let's sing together. Jesus spoke, entreating them to live together in a great circle of love. And when his followers asked him then who should be included, Jesus said, let everybody in, everybody in, everybody into the circle, circle. Everybody, 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 everybody in the circle, circle. Oligarchs and tyrants try to keep some in and everyone else outside, till revolution sweeps across the land and the people all stand. The common folk cry, let everybody, everybody in, everybody in the circle, circle. Everybody, 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 everybody in circle, circle. Sometimes a circle is a class or creed. Sometimes a circle is made of only men, until Susan B. Anthony says, what about me? Let me in, let everybody in, everybody in, everybody in the circle, circle. Everybody, 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 circle, circle. Sometimes a circle is a privileged thing, excluding people for the color of their skin, till the voice of Martin Luther King says, let freedom ring, let them in, let everybody, everybody, everybody in, everybody in, circle, circle. Everybody, 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 circle, circle. Gay and straight, rich and poor, whole and broken, open up that door. The more we are, the greater we become. After all, we all are one. Bring in the people, but don't stop there. Bring in the fish in the sea, birds in the air. Bring in the rivers wide and the mountains tall. We go together, or not at all. Let everybody in, everybody in, Everybody into the circle, circle. Everybody, 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 everybody in the circle, circle. Everybody, everybody, everybody into the circle, circle. Everybody, 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 everybody into the circle, circle.
And that is the kind of morning we are going to have. Our chalice lighting words this morning are those of Kim Mason. Kim Mason, who wrote, "Once upon a time, chemists believed they could transform lead into gold or death into life. We laugh. But are we not also in the business of alchemy? Turning loneliness into connection, pain into comfort, anger into solidarity, faith into action. The subtle magic of the church combines love with justice, creates hope out of fear, transforms individuals into community. Here, we engage in a holy alchemy, finding beauty in the ordinary and life in the present. Come, beloved, let us be transformed together."
Here's a little meditation called Breathe In. It is based on a moving meditation that a person might do in the morning. Just takes a couple minutes. It's just a silent, moving meditation. What I like to do is teach you the motions to this meditation, and then you can, if you like, do the motions while I'm playing the song. So I would like to recite the words while I'm teaching you. Hold on. I'm going to raise this up so I can stay on mic for the folks on Zoom. Okay, so, but I don't want to stand so you can see. So I know that there are neighbors to either side of us, so these hand motions are kind of meant for a person to do standing by themselves or with others in the morning, but I know that we're side by side in pews, so you know there's some wide ones that we might just be mindful of our neighbors when we're doing them.
All right, stand up.
Oh no, well no, that's all, well, oh, that's okay. Well,
Yeah,
it's just
they can stand.
it's just a long time to stand though if they're going.
Try it out anyway. Stand up, spread out. Yes, stand in body or in spirit. How's that?
Okay, all right. Okay, very good. Here, I will recite the words and then show you the motions, and you can do them with me. So the first words are hands open to the day, breathe in, breathe out. Hands joined as if to pray, breathe in, breathe out. Arms reaching to the sky, then circling around down to the earth. Eyes lifted to the light, to the light. Hands, branches, catching rain. Breathe in, breathe out. Then rising like a stalk of grain. Now this is the most confusing part for people because the words are then rising like a stalk of grain. So your hands represent the stalk of grain, but you're supposed to start low and raise them very slowly as if you're growing while you say breathe in, breathe out. And then hopefully by the end of that, you are arms reaching to the sky, so you're kind of on your way up anyway. And then now we're repeating, and then circling around down to the earth, eyes lifted to the light, to the light. And then we end as we began, hands open to the day, breathe in, breathe out. Joined as if to pray, breathe in, breathe out. Okay? Very good. So, I will give you the option if you want to stand or sit. I don't know, but I'll play you the song, and then do what's comfortable. Okay. I'm gonna sit down because I have to in order to play. I have to sit down, and one of these days before long I'll be laying down when I'm playing. But for now I'll just sit. Okay. Hands open to the day. Breathe in, breathe out. Hands joined as if to pray. Breathe in, breathe out. Arms reaching to the sky. Then circling around down to the earth. Eyes lifted to the light, to the light. Hands, branches catching rain. Breathe in, breathe out. Then rising like a stalk of grain. Breathe in, breathe out. Arms reaching to the sky. Then circling around down to the earth. Eyes lifted to the light, to the light. Hands open to the day. Breathe in, breathe out. Hands joined as if to pray. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe
Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Worcester, a congregation of love, hope, and justice, inspiring people to take on the challenges of a changing world. My name is Prue Leith, and I am visiting this morning. Paul Hollywood could not come. He's busy kneading dough and shaking hands somewhere. We begin by acknowledging that in Worcester, Massachusetts, we work, learn, live, and worship on the seized ancestral homeland of the Nipmuc people, who thrive and remain active as the Nipmuc tribe. If you would like to learn more about the Nipmuc community, please see the brochure in our foyer. We offer a special welcome to those of you who are new or visiting with us for the first time this morning. We are delighted that you are here. We hope that you will join us in Fellowship Hall following the service for refreshments and conversation, though I hope that all the crisps are not overdone and the tarts are well made. If you have questions or desire more information about this service or any of the ministries and programs of this congregation, please do not hesitate to ask. We invite you to fill out one of the cards found in the pews. These cards can be placed in the offering plate or given to one of the ushers or greeters this morning. For those of you joining us online this morning, we offer you a very special welcome. For safety purposes and so that we might come to know you better, as you are able, please place your name on your video feed. Please take a moment to sign one of the attendance clipboards that are now being circulated. Though you are not obligated to sign, we appreciate your information and will use it only for church purposes. During the service, we offer an opportunity to share a brief personal joy or sorrow. If you would like yours to be read aloud by the minister, please print it on an index card in the pew and drop it in the collection plate when it comes around. These cards will also be posted outside the minister's office to be shared with our friends at other services. For those online, you can place a joy or sorrow in the chat, and we will share it during this time in the service. In the foyer, there are listening devices, large print service programs, and hymnals for those who might find their assistance beneficial. Please see one of our ushers who will be pleased to assist you. I invite you now to turn your technology to worship mode. Finally, please note the announcements on the back of your program. There will be time for short verbal announcements following the postlude. We are so glad you are here and hope that this morning is an opportunity for rest, reflection, and rejuvenation. I have a brief announcement this morning. Thursday evening, starting at 6:30, there will be dessert and documentary. The documentary is Famous Last Words by Jane Goodall. Her final thoughts about her life's work, the world of nature, and all that we have yet to learn about the ways to inhabit our planet. This documentary was something that was filmed before she passed away, and was meant to be viewed after her passing. It's a wonderful documentary. And now the opening words. They are Holy is This Place by Maureen Killoran. Blessed is this ground on which we stand. Holy is this place. Holy are the places of memory, the places which have formed us, where we store the icons of success and shattered dreams, and gather threads and pieces of what we would become. Holy are the places of memory. Holy are the places of the dream, the places over the rainbow, where all children are wanted and all people are fed, where colors are the source of celebration and youth and age come to the table as one. Holy are the places of the dream. Holy are the places of change and pain, the places of our struggle, where the rivers of our lives run white and fast, and we hold on and grow. Holy are the places of change and pain. Holy are the places of connection, the places where we risk ourselves, where hands, touch souls, touch minds, and in awareness still, we change our lives. Holy are the places of connection. Holy are the places of becoming, the places of clear vision where life and world are intertwined and we can see forever in this moment and give thanks. Holy are the places of becoming. Blessed is the ground on which we stand. Holy and whole-making is this place.
Please rise in body or in spirit. You'll find the words to Peter Mayer's brand new hymn. As an insert, please join together.
Holy, 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 holy wind around me, holy sky above, and holy ground beneath my feet. Over
Normally, this would be the moment for us to cherish our religious exploration participants as basket bearers for our Change for Change moment. This morning, our basket bearers are transformed, as you shall see, and we each year on this Sunday invite folks to come through with their trick or treat for UNICEF boxes. So your change will still be applied. But this is an opportunity for our religious exploration program participants to contribute something, again, to the wider state of things, especially for children. We note this morning that $42 of change can provide an emergency water kit with water buckets, soap, and purification tablets for a family to survive as a crisis. A $53 donation can provide 100,000 tablets, which can purify at least 40,000 liters of water to protect children from waterborne illnesses. $150 can provide for cholera testing kids with 20 tests each to help communities quickly detect and prevent outbreaks. A donation of $260 can help install a hand pump, providing a reliable source of clean water for an entire community. So what we collect in change, added to what else will be collected through similar opportunities in other congregations and communities, is no small thing. So I invite our Trick or Treat for UNICEF bearers to come forward at this time. And if you have change that you would like to contribute, please raise your hand, and one of our trick or treaters will find you.
Patch began to speak. Said the weather's getting colder, summer's over and it's almost time. Louis, that's the day, reason you were raised, when everything about your life will change. Will have eyes to see. Never that night you'll be bright lamp burning in the darkness. And remember that candle shines for only the briefest time in a jack-o'-lantern, jack-o'-lantern's heart. Pumpkins held a meeting then. Some were very apprehensive and afraid. Could this really happen to us? What could be the meaning is what they were saying. This is home, it's all we've ever known. Then one bold, outspoken pumpkin spoke. Said, I don't need eyes to see. Sounds like a lie to me. I could just find here in John's garden. That candle shines for only the briefest time in a jack-o'-lantern, jack-o'-lantern heart. There is much to ask, to ponder in the pumpkin patch, when imposing old October shows up at last.
So I want to begin at the end and tell you that following my reflection will be our offertory. And if it is not already dramatically apparent to you, the good news today is Peter Mayer. Who graced us so remarkably last night with his music and his words and his stories. And we are equally honored to have you with us this morning. I tried to keep it a secret because I was thinking, I don't want people to just say, oh, I don't need to go to the concert because Peter's going to play on Sunday morning. And then when I told the board that, they were like, hey, we're just going to take a poll at the door. If you weren't here at the concert, it's $30. Right? But we didn't, and we are so grateful for Peter being here. You can find in the order of service ways to contribute to the offertory digitally if you so desire. I think it's 508-231-5335 to contribute digitally. And anyway, as I've been describing this fall, can we turn this down just a little bit? Pulpit mic. Awesome. So I've been describing this fall since my hip replacement in August. Much of my own psychic attention is turned to remembering my childhood at the beginning of the journey through hip disease that has resolved over the past couple of months. As a boy, I was not able to run around like my friends. I often found myself sitting on the sidelines and watching. And there were exquisite moments when I found myself laying on the ground watching the sky. Whether during the day or on special occasions at night, enjoying cloud formations and starlight. The experience was one of becoming literally lost in those moments. The stars at night were particularly special. There is something thrilling and awesome about contemplating the night sky. And in the darkness of my summer home in the farm country of central New York, where there was little, if any, light pollution, my cousins and I would lay on the ground and occasionally spot a satellite moving thousands of miles an hour overhead. For me, though, the pinnacle of this experience was the sense of losing myself into that night sky. The thrilling nature of looking so long at the stars that they seemed to begin to move toward me like raindrops, falling, falling, falling. Years later, when I would learn the science of molecular generation and contemplated the idea that the atoms from stars and other forms of life preceded me were in fact the essence of what I am and who I am, the experience of losing myself into space became home to me again. Moreover, when I began to study meditation as a youth, and discovered the idea of unitary oneness, which is the essence of many meditation techniques, the peak experience of dissolving oneself entirely into that moment. Those starlight nights return again to my mind. Years ago, scientists and theologians began studying what we now call neurotheology, which is a combination of brain science and the biology of belief. A great debate began between those who argued that this capacity to experience oneness was a byproduct of brain dysfunction, and those who argued that such capacity was in fact a higher form of brain function. Were we spiritual beings having a human experience or human beings that occasionally went spiritual. They studied meditation masters with PET scans and discovered that at the peak of the meditative experience, those practitioners were able to access and dissolve, if only for a few moments, the very neural barriers of the brain that compartmentalize human experience, as if for a moment to stop needing to categorize and file everything and simply dwell in it all. Now, what comes to mind immediately for me is the popularization of the selfie. Because I think this is the ultimate example of what it means to inhabit the brain's capacity to want to capture, catalog, and file every experience we have. But there are those of you here, and I know who you are, some of you, and myself included, who often refuse to pick up the camera. Sometimes often refuse to take it with us. In recognition of the fact that what we seek is not to capture the moment in order to be able to remember it or share it with friends, but to literally enter the moment in order to experience becoming part of that which we have engaged. Philosophers have described this moment in other ways. I remember Sam Keen, the freelance philosopher, in his book, Hymns to an Unknown God, who wrote about everyone being born enchanted, recalling that when he was a boy, sometimes he'd wake in the morning to feel his face and discover whether he was a boy dreaming he was a bear or a bear dreaming he was a boy. He reminds us that children do not play in simile. Youngest children do not play in simile. They don't know how to be like something. At some point early on in our development, instead of being like something, playing in metaphor, our children experience this opportunity to be the snake slithering across the ground, or gallop like a horse across a field, or roar like a bear. And then, as our brain develops, somehow we lose that capacity. And many of us spend the rest of our lifetime trying to regain it. Call it meditation. Sometimes it just comes to us again in dreams. It's the same kind of experience that theologians know, like Rabbi Abraham Heschel, whose concept of I and thou versus the vernacular I and it paved the way for his ministry of compassion and justice. He too remembered that experience from childhood that transformed his life, an encounter while brushing his horse where he not only felt what it was like to brush his horse, but had this moment where he also felt like he knew what it was like to be a horse being brushed. It was the experience that changed and transformed his entire theological outlook. The effect of these experiences has been profound for me, as it has also been profound for many over the eons. It has, in many ways, the foundation of what we have come to call the holy moment or holy moments. Moments that are set apart from mundane experience and which give us a glimpse of life beyond the limitations we often set for ourselves and each other and all that surrounds us, all that we try to compartmentalize. In fact, the Hebrew word for the English word holy is kadash, literally meaning to consecrate, to set apart, to sanctify, which is also the origin of the Latin word sanctus, which is to consecrate or make sacred. Both of these words for holy suggest at least two dimensions of the concept. The first is to recognize that something or some experience is beyond mundane, extraordinary, if you will. The second is to act upon that awareness through blessing or sanctification or memory, which sets it apart from all that which is ordinary, which may be the only justification for taking a picture. But here's the problem. Not everything that one person or one group sets apart has the same meaning for others. I remember traveling to a cathedral in Hungary. When we entered it, we discovered that many of the ancient Christian frescoes of the cathedral had been washed over, and large Arabic script formed on the surface. We were told the story of how when the Ottoman Empire came through, they took over the cathedral and, according to their Catholic forebears, desecrated it, turning the baptismal font into a font for washing feet, which was a desecration in terms of Catholic terms, but for Muslims, washing of one's feet is a primary obligation before entering sacred space and time of prayer. And still, there was this history of the way in which two cultures treated each other in terms of what was considered sacred, holy, or pure. Many a conflict has been ignited because of the way we refuse to acknowledge what is holy to another. Wars have been fought over such, burning the Quran, the destruction of ancient Buddhist monuments, firebombing black churches, painting swastikas on Jewish synagogues and temples, putting pipelines through sacred indigenous lands, strip mining mountaintops. These are all representative ways in which we disregard what is holy to another, which suggests to me that we have fundamentally forgotten a third dimension of the concept of the holy. What if one of the purposes of unitary experiences of oneness, such profound awakenings, what if there was not simply to set that experience or that place or that memory apart, but instead to ignite in us the potential to experience the deep connection with everything else? What if those experiences were a doorway into awareness and compassion? After all, Jesus did not teach that the kingdom of heaven was far off, but available in every single moment. The Buddha did not teach that nirvana was to be only attained in some future state, but that such awareness is a part of every moment. Confucius taught the virtue was a product of daily actions, not grand gestures. Muhammad dictated through the Quran that every moment holds divine potential. And the Hebrew Bible shows us over and over again the divine potential charged in every moment. What would change in us if this awareness were foremost in our minds and our hearts as we journeyed together? What difference would such awareness make for the way we engage the stranger? Or would there ever truly be a stranger if we operated like this? What would international relations look like? How would we treat the planet that sustains us? How would we treat ourselves? There's a story that's told about Albert Einstein, who lectured on his famous equation, E equals mc squared. And after the lecture, a student came up to him and said, "Dr. Einstein, I'm so appreciative of your words, and I love the concept of this equation, but I still don't understand. Can you explain it to me differently?" It's said that Einstein looked at the student and said, "I have no other words for you, but I can play it for you on my violin." Think and feel on what we've discussed today. I do not have more to say at this time, but I know someone who can sing it to us, this lesson.
When I was a boy, each week on Sunday we would go to church and pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. And when I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two. Jesus made the water wine. I remember feeling sad. Miracles don't happen still, but now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips. Now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. Used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Read a questioning child's face, say it's not a testament, that'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come, say it's not a sacrament, tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood, saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. Used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now.
come once again to that time in our service when we're given pause to consider what is deepest in our hearts, or most profoundly on our minds, or in the work of our hands. In the days that have transpired, or in the prospect of days to come, joys and sorrows which touch us deeply and are given another measure of meaning because of our capacity to share them with a company that claims us as a co-journeyer. So I invite those of you who have joys or sorrows this day to form lines on either side of the sanctuary. Come and speak briefly into the microphone, telling us first who you are so that those using our auditory enhancement devices might also participate in this important ritual, and for those online. And then to light a candle if you so desire. For those of you online, I would like to repeat that we welcome your joy or sorrow if you place it in the chat, and we will include it during this important time in our service. Are there joys or sorrows to be shared today?
Good morning, I'm Wes Shepeluk. Interestingly, since my mother's passing, I've been going through a lot of emotions up and down. And my sorrow today is what we're all witnessing at the hands of our present administration, military in the streets of our cities. The destruction of the East Wing and other things has really caused me to really question why I'm here. I went on the internet and I'm looking for cheapest places to live in Europe, and I was all ready to sell everything and go to Portugal. Then I thought, wow, you're a coward. You know, all this stuff that's going on and you just want to run away, while others in the past have fought for what we hold dear. And so witnessing the march that, the No Kings March, and seeing what those people can do, it doesn't seem to faze the current administration, but it's a real powerful movement, and I want to stay to help continue that. My joy is, another sorrow is missing your concert last night, but we had a surprise birthday 60th party for my wife. Our 5 daughters were there, their partners, friends, family. It was really a joy to be with family and to celebrate the woman I love.
My name's Ed Robinson. I'm here to let you know that George Yancey, Pat Yancey's husband, first vice president of the NAACP in Worcester, passed away today at 6:45 a.m. He taught me a lot about, I'm going to say white assumption rather than white privilege, because that gets mixed up. He was saying that when he went down south, they always filled up their gas tank at Washington, D.C., because if they went off the interstate of down south, that they weren't sure if they'd make it back. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Susan Crosley. And first of all, yes, what an amazing joy. The concert last night, and certainly it makes this place feel holy for sure. So what my concern is, Lynn Gustyla, my dear, dear friend, is kind of struggling now. And what I would like to ask of all of you is some help. David has weaving classes twice a week, Wednesday morning 10 to 12 and Saturdays 1 to 3. So someone has already volunteered to pick David up at noon on Wednesdays. So I'm just asking for a little help till Lynn gets back on her feet better. I'll be in, Fellowship Hall with rent control, of course, but see me at that table. I would really love to be able to help Lynn out in this very good way. So, yes. Hi, honey. How are you?
Happy to see you.
Happy to see you. Yes. So, yeah.
We just wanted to let you know that Lynn is in the hospital.
And let me just follow up with my joy because it involves Susan. 25 years ago yesterday, Susan Crosley was integral in helping to bring our second child into the world, who arrived as the size of a toddler and who has simply grown larger since then. But it is magnificent to continue to be able to remember that in Susan's presence, because she was so very important to our family. I know Kristen is here somewhere, and Charlie is off with friends this weekend, so that's the way it goes at 25.
Hi, my name is Catherine, and I am a college professor. Oftentimes I mention this place and how important it is to me, and last week it really mattered. Last week after church, I went down to campus to meet a student who I had caught cheating using AI on some essays, and we were meeting to talk about what was going to happen next. And I came to church very sad. She's a first-generation college student, first semester of college, and I'd spent 2 weeks speaking to them about the proper use of AI, and yet didn't click. She went ahead and did it. So I was angry, sad, frustrated. And if you were here last Sunday, Aaron spoke about meeting the world. I don't remember your exact expression, fierce love? Mm-hmm. With fierce love. And it really put me on track. And I went to campus and I met with her, and we spent over an hour walking through the woods. There are beautiful trails right around Holy Cross. And came out in a better place, and came out at the end of that with a hug and a plan and some restored trust, and I'm hopeful that we're going to be okay. But this place put me there, helped me find it, so thank you, Aaron.
Okay, it's not what I was going to talk about, but I have students that are having a lot of issues, and I'm trying to meet them where they are, so I could use some prayers for all those kids that are struggling right now. But I'm up here for my annual please, 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 please vote. It's so important. And if you live in Worcester, you have a chance to vote 5 days this week at other locations if you want to do that early voting thing, or you can do the online, mail-in vote, or on Tuesday the 4th, go vote. It's so important. We really need it.
Good morning. My name is Marilyn. I don't like to get up here, but here I am. So, because I have this huge sorrow, which has to do with feeding people. As you know, our Loaves and Fishes food pantry tries to meet the needs that it can meet, but I'm really worried because I think that from what I'm reading, SNAP is going to be, they're not going to get their SNAP this month, which means that the need at the food pantry is going to be even bigger. And it's unclear to me what's going on at the food bank, whether or not the food bank will be able to meet that increased need, which is why I'm up here to say probably the most efficient way, if you want to donate something, would be to give us gift cards to grocery stores, because that's often what we do. When we run out of food, we give gift cards. And maybe in $20 denominations is useful for us. But we also can use that if we need to buy food if we're going to distribute it. So it's just a more flexible way for us to be, or of course you could give money. Thank you.
Let me follow up with Marilyn for a moment with you all. We have been working at the end of this week with a number of agencies locally, and there is an effort right now that Worcester Interfaith is involved in to collect food cards. And the way that it's being advertised is those food cards can be used by your community if you have a means to do that, but also they can be then delivered to the Worcester Community Action Council or the Worcester Family Resource Center, who will distribute them. That particular effort is asking for denominations in either 25 or 50. 20 would work well for loaves and fishes. And the places that we're recommending are Price Right, Price Chopper, Compare Foods, and Shaw's, because we know that populations in our city frequent those and that they're very well used for that purpose. There will be more coming in the newsletter this week, so.
Hi, so I've lost the Prue Leaf glasses. I'm just plain old Diane here. When you get to be 65 and older, you get to have events that remind you that you're just mortal, which is not really very fun. And I had one of those this week. I went to a medical facility up at Acton that I go to regularly for a drug infusion, and they couldn't give it to me because my heart rate was too low, which was very scary. So I drove home, and I'm in the process of figuring that all out, and the PA told me I'd be fine, not to worry, I could go to PT and all this stuff. But you know what? It just doesn't, you know, when it hits your mortality, it's like, oh God, this is bad. So just think of me this week. Thanks.
No booze. For, all right, just
Good morning. My name is Dawn Dowd. I have the honor of sharing joys and sorrows for our online community. Catherine Patata writes, good morning. Could you please share kind thoughts from my mom in hospice? Going to visit her with my daughters today, hoping for a peaceful visit. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Laura, your local vet tech. I just wanted, with the SNAP shortage, I know plenty of people that go to the dollar stores and stuff like that in a bind to get their animals food. But just let them know there's a lot, you know, obviously you want to feed your family, but I can help you feed the four-legged ones. There are pet pantries that give out cat and dog food. I don't really know about the exotics, but there are places so you don't have to, you know, do I feed myself or do I feed my dog? Just let me know.
let us be in the spirit of prayer and meditation. Spirit of life, source of our inner and outermost being, we come with gratitude this day for music that lifts our spirits and calls to us to be present in different ways with ourselves and each other in the world that we cherish. Help us also be mindful of the holy moments in our lives as we seek the divine in each moment, for the passing of friends and family, for the discovery of illness and the community that surrounds us as we strive to deal with that. Help us be mindful of these moments of seasonal turn, which reflect back to us the turning within ourselves, and not just the conclusion of a season, but the rising of another. Help us look forward. Help us look within. Help us trust between. And help us rise to greet it all. Amen. And blessed be.
This October, when the weather's getting colder, I will wear a sweater and I will build a little fire. When the leaves are orange, yellow, red, and gold, and I will feel that cold wind blow. watch them fly, watch them flutter down from the maple boughs. And I will rake them in a pile, and I'll leap in, and we will all embrace the leaves and I, and we'll feel like autumn again. This October, when the moon is on my shoulder, I will carve a pumpkin, and I will burn a little light inside. And I will be a friend to noble ghosts and skeletons, and answer when they're knocking on my door at night. And I'll sip cider warm, walk through fields of corn, stroll an orchard, pick an apple from a tree, with wild geese calling in the sky. And it will be hard to describe how happy I'll be. This October, when the spirit world is closer, I will say a thank you to all the dear departed souls. And wood smoke on the breeze, and candlelight and pumpkin seeds will bring back memories of Octobers long ago. And if a dark cloud warns of October storms, I'll be happy to be warm and safe at home. But I will lie awake in bed, and I'll go dancing on the edge of the This October, when the weather's getting colder, I will wear a sweater, and I will build a little fire. When the leaves are orange, yellow, red, and golden, I will feel that cold wind blow, and I will watch them fly. I will watch them fly.
Would you please turn in your gray hymnals to number 656? And for those of you online, I believe these words have been placed in the chat. The words of Percival Chubb. Once more the fields have ripened to harvest, and the fruitful earth has fulfilled the promise of spring. How rich and beautiful is the bounty gathered, the golden grain, the clustered corn, the grapes of purple and green. Season follows after season, after winter the spring, after summer the harvest-laden fall. From the harvest of the soil, we are given occasion to garner a harvest of the heart and mind. A harvest of reverence for the wondrous power and life at work in things that grow and in the soil. And now would you please turn to hymn number 1064. I wonder who's going to accompany us on this hymn?
Though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my beautiful home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heavens in our beautiful blue home. I give thanks in the waves upholding me, hail the great virgin born. Lead me in at sea before me, sing the sky my sails to soar. I was born upon the planet, never harbor or port have I known.
Words of benediction today are those of Dana Worsnop. In the name of all that is good and holy, with the spirit of life and love which dwells within and among and beyond us, I bless you. May your journey know joy and contentment and satisfaction. May it also know pain and disappointment in just enough measure to grow within you good character and compassion. May both character and compassion guide your lives. May you never feel alone. May you always feel love around you from family and friends and from the great holy source beyond us all. May you always offer your love to the world. May you walk your path through the light and the darkness with hope and faith and grace. We bless you. Amen. And blessed be.
mind, peace to the heart. Peace, 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 peace to the lives broken apart. Peace to the torn, the bleary-eyed, battle-worn soldier whose soul forlorn, weary of war, sing to us peace, 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 peace to the fist, peace to the gun. Peace, 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 peace to the judge in everyone. Peace like the sound of rain finally falling down onto the hard, dry ground. We need you now. We need you now. Peace to the streets, peace to our hands and feet, to our anxious heartbeat. Help us to breathe, sweet bird of peace. Spread your wings over this world and sing of love and understanding. Sing to the west, sing to the east. Peace, 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 peace be to all, and peace be to each, and peace in between, peace to the place where our lives meet.
I want to thank our Peace Choir, but I want to give great accolade and thanks again to Peter Mayer for being with us this morning. What a joy, what a blessing, and I hope it's not the last time. So that we will work on again. Are there any very, very short announcements? Very short, like two. Okay, good.
Hi, everybody. Nancy. If you are still interested in buying a UUCW t-shirt, today is the last day they're on sale. I'll be in coffee hour if you need more information, or there's a QR code at the end of the hallway. You can just snap that.
Hi, I am Andrew Wilkin. This is my son, Benjamin Wilkin. He is a Boy Scout, as you can see, and he has been asked to sell holiday wreaths. So he is going to be in the fellowship hour with the form. If you don't have your checkbook, don't worry. There is a QR code for you to buy it from our troop. Thank you for your support.
And Pete, do you have any CDs left that can be available during coffee hour?
I have a few left, and you can just, I'll be around if you want to say hello, and if you have questions about CDs, we'll find them.
Excellent. Seeing no other announcements at this time, let's eat.